Good evening, and welcome along to the big show here on NVTV. Here we are in our back garden for the show this evening. What's coming up?
Well, we have a supergroup which consists of Shane Lynch from Boyz, Abs from Five, Jane Bowers from Another Level, and Ofeodu from Fats and Small, and they are Boyz on Block.
So we'll catch up with them very shortly. As well as that, Sarah Jane Montgomery will be joining us. She's one of the organisers of this year's Lockdown Drive-In Arts Festival, which takes place on the 26th and 27th of September. We'll have some music as well from Conal Montgomery, going to play his new song, and something good from Luan Parle. But starting things off, let's meet those boys. They were in Belfast recently. In fact, they were all over Northern Ireland, weren't they?
They were, Robin. And lovely boys, really lovely boys. And you know, the chemistry between them, you can tell that they are genuinely good friends.
Yeah.
They really, really are. So it was lovely to meet them.
Okay, so here's what happened when we met Boyz on Block. So here we are in Belfast today. We're outside one of the most iconic buildings in the world with some of the most iconic boy band members in the world ever. We're here with our brand new supergroup called Boyz on Block.
Yes, we have Shane Lynch from Boyz, Abs from Five, Jane Bowers from Another Level, and of course not forgetting Ofeodu from Fats and Small.
Hey, what's wrong with you?
So guys, what are you doing in Belfast?
Don't know. I just got on a plane and ended up here.
You kind of just got
Yeah.
We're here. No, we're here. I mean, look. Well, I'm part of the furniture here in Belfast now. You know what I mean? Northern Ireland, I would say, if it wasn't my house, it is my home. You know what I mean? And yet again, I'm here on another, well, I suppose a continuous venture with Amen Shoes, but collaborating with my boys and kind of bringing on the whole scene of, we're taking it to America, shooting a music video. We've got the song, we've got the boots, we've got the idea, the campaign, and we're going to amalgamate the whole thing in a big mixing pot, and the outcome is going to be just the world. Yeah. Amen.
Fantastic. And Shane, you mentioned that you have been here loads of times because obviously you're from good old South. And so is it good to be back with the boys?
It's always great. I mean, look, I know the love I receive over here. I know the love. So to be able to share that with my guys, I think is really important.
We ain't loved.
We ain't loved.
Us three ain't loved, man, like Shane, so...
No, it's a different
different. Yeah, we don't float around here like
Here has a big it's a spirit here, and when you arrive here and spend time, like we all come in, we float in and out different countries real quick. They here, they there, and we're gone. But to actually be able to spend a week here on a video shoot, and a week here talking to you guys into interviews, and a week here looking at some of the most iconic places in Ireland, Northern Ireland especially. And I mean, I'm standing in what looks like to be obviously a big old field. And right over there is that building where we played many a time.
In fact, we saw you here last year on the Boyz the farewell tour in that arena over there. I have to say, what a night, the atmosphere in there, but it was also a very emotional night for everybody, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, that building there where we always try to start our shows in Belfast, or end, whichever way we do it. And we played that in the beginning of the year, and then we ended with the big open arena, the big outdoor one in the park, and that was just mind-blowing. I mean, the sea of people are something like the 100,000 that you play to when you play those crazy big gigs, and it was just bonged. Boyz last ever gig up north was always going to be in Belfast, was bonged, and that's the kind of heart that people have up here. You know, when you guys come out, you come out to party.
Hey,
that's that. You come out to party.
And I like confer that. Like, I'm listening to the way I talk, man. I'm reaching Belfast, like, and people showing crazy love here. Everyone's beautiful. The scenery, the views, like, it doesn't get any better. I swear. I'm thinking about getting a place here. I want to move in. I'm moving resident.
So since you've been here, Abs, have you picked up any Belfast sayings or phrases? I know Shane's very good at the accent, but can you do it?
There was something last night. We was at a dinner table and we was having a munch, and there's little things that these guys say. You guys say that. No, I don't want to be rude and say what. What? But no, I haven't picked anything up that springs to mind. You boys got
what about you?
Me? Well, as far as going back to what Shane was saying about Belfast, the reason that we decided to be here for for instance, the first radio play of our song got played yesterday. It was on Belfast radio. And Shane, we didn't even need persuading. He's like, look, we really want to give Belfast the kind of the exclusive. Let's go there. They're gonna, if they love you there, if they support you there, then that's it. You know, you're part of the furniture. And what absolutely sounds right. Everyone here is so nice and so kind. And you know, when you come from somewhere from London, which can be a bit heartless, a bit cold, someone like this just feels like a nice place to be. So I'm glad that we kind of come and did it. Obviously, it was great tying everything in with the shoes and stuff. But for us, like I say, first ever radio play of you know, our song was here.
Amazing.
And speaking of the song, of course, All My Love. How did you... All My Life, sorry.
That's the one.
Okay.
Well.
No, but it's fine. Honestly, at breakfast this morning, I forgot the name of the song. But I am old, and that's why. So my memory's bad.
No, keep it in. Keep it in.
Okay, so All My Life. How did you choose it? Did you all sort of decide together? Did someone bring it to the table? You know?
Can't really lie about that. That's Dane's idea, actually.
It might have been, but I think Shane actually first put it in a list. We were going through lists of songs, and I think it was a very big list he put in, but I'm sure it was in there.
The reason why that happened, and this is the mad thing, it actually came from Abs, right? What? And he don't even remember, and I'll tell you why. We were at the gig, yeah? We went to a Boyz Life gig, and there was one of the Westlife songs was starting, and I was like, nah, these boys done this tune? Yeah, and I was like, nah, and we were singing it in the back of the stage, and I went, I love that record.
Must have been mashed.
Yeah, no, you wasn't. No, we was just there, we was just hanging out. And I thought, and when it started playing, I thought, I love this record, I can't believe that Boyz Life did it. And it wasn't at all, it's just the way one of the Westlife songs actually, and it was in it, and it was some keys and some chords, and I was like, no. And then they did, and I went, oh, thank God, we're going to do that. We're going to do that, you know what I mean?
So what I find about the song is it is so fresh. It is absolutely incredible.
Keep still.
What I want to know is the harmonies, the vocals. You know, how do you decide who's going to sing what? I mean, you must have to work really well together.
The funny thing about that was that we recorded that song during lockdown. So when I say it was a socially distanced recorded song, the producer, Mike Rose, a great guy, came. He basically came masked up. Either at one point, I think one of you, he sat in a car and someone had the mic.
In the house.
And in my house, for instance, he was downstairs, I was upstairs. We social distanced properly. So it was very strange having to do it all separately, and then I think basically everyone recorded everything. And he chose what fitted well together. Whereas usually you'd be in a studio together, you kind of decide who's going to sing what. We didn't have the luxury of doing that. So the fact that it came out the way it did, it's
a real testimony. So this means, I mean, usually if you are together, not everyone records everything, because you can hear, oh, we've got that take, Dane's done that, you know, Abs has done that, Ben's done that, Shane's done that. But this time, we didn't know what was going to happen, so it was like a lottery. Just everyone does everything and this and that, and it's come out probably. I mean, it's one of the best records that I've ever been involved in, I think. And also, what's so great about it, I think, is that when you hear it, there's a nostalgic feel. Not because the record's a cover and the record came out in 1997, but it brings you back to those classic boy band times. But sonically, it sounds nowadays. So it will sit on the radio, and it has all the sounds, the radio sounds, and the new up to date stuff. But it still gives you the feeling of the good times.
And the good news is as well, there's more than just that song. There's a whole album to follow, isn't there?
Wait till you hear how much is that doggy in the window. Woo! You ain't ready for that one. You ain't ready for that one, man.
Every interview he comes out with something that just does me.
The kind of songs that we're looking at the moment are as we receive them as a unit, as we kind of like, you know what, know that record, and we all go, yeah, that record. So we're not really out there specifically looking for what records. It's just when emotionally it comes, and we all feel that, and we go, no, we can hurt that record, we can make that, make it good. And that's kind of what the vibe we've been going along with. I mean, some of the other stuff we've done from PM Dawn, some of the other stuff was from EMF. So
you haven't done Unbelievable.
We have.
Oh wow!
We've done Unbelievable.
Love it.
So just to give you the dynamic of where we're going, it's not about just ballads. It's about records that go iconic records to us. From back in the day, we go, nah, this record here just big records, big sounds that people don't play anymore. So just revive them, get them back out.
Put your trust in us. We're record player pros. We've been in this game for a long time. You know what I mean? So trust us. We know what we're doing.
Exactly. There's a song that I still love playing on the radio today, as I did back then as well. Little song called Turnaround, which is never going to go away.
What's wrong with you? I'll never get tired of singing that song. It's kind of aged like a fine wine. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
It's a great dance.
I never knew. I mean, there's a lot of records, like we are recording songs like a lot of what we would call like cult classics. Great moments that happened in music that people that they just don't get played on the radio for one reason or another. Some of it's the sonics of it, but we turn around to say the truth. The secret is sonically, it really doesn't stand up to the dance tunes because it was done so long ago. It was done on like a 4-track. It's not. But for some reason the soul and the heart and what it stands for and the
Ben.
There's that. But it's that arresting, hey, what's wrong with you? That thing, and it just sticks with people. And I think that's it. But if I knew, and if anyone knew the secret of a hit, you'd do it again and again and again. But you just,
Hey!
What's wrong with you?
If you ever see Ben out and about, just shout out.
It's fine, man.
I can't help it.
Shane, you were doing the Boyzone songs for over 25 years. Is there any songs you get fed up doing on stage every night?
In the latter kind of part of all of our journey, no. Because in the early 90s, I mean, every single one. And only because of the way the industry worked from territory to territory. You released, for whatever, Love Me For A Reason in the UK. Then you went to France. Then you just kept on going on that one record for about 6 months, and you were fed up with every single record you released because of the process. But when they were shelved for a while, and we brought them back to life when we came back together to go on tour and make some new albums and all that kind of stuff, all of a sudden I appreciated them for what they really were. Because it was like a torture room back then. You know what I mean? Again and again and again. It was horrible. But then when you actually allowed them to breathe, and you stand on that stage, and then you realise the history of the song and the connection to the people for that long period of time, I suppose, then you can really feed from it and go, you know what, these were amazing records. And I think all of our kind of records, and we all went through the same process of the industry. And
It'd be the best song in the world, but like when you sing it every day for 6 months, it's like.
And do you get fed up talking about the Victoria Beckham record?
I don't get fed up talking about it. No, not at all. I mean, it's a long time ago now. It's like, funny enough, it was 2 days ago. Someone put on the Instagram, 20 years ago today. Right. And I was like, oh. But no, I mean, that for me was great, obviously. I mean, I was only coming out doing some solo stuff that I was only toying with. I didn't know what was going on with Another Level when Bugging came out. And then to do that next one, I literally was asked who I wanted to do a duet. And then my label said, okay, who? And I said Spice Girls, and they obviously laughed at me. And then we ended up asking her if she wanted to do it. So that process was great. And biggest couple in the world, most famous, it was just phenomenal exposure for the record. It was great. And for her it was good because it was a record that no one would ever thought she would do.
Yes.
And it was a good song.
And I remember at the time being on the radio, there was lots of controversy between you guys and the Sophie Ellis-Bextor track that came out at the same time. Do you hate them for it?
No, here's the thing. So partly because it was an amazing record. That's another one like Turnaround that will stand the test of time as far as dance music is concerned. Brilliant record. So at one point you're like, oh my God, why did they release Our Week? Because we sold 250,000 records and went to number 2.
Wow.
You could sell 50,000 to number 1 like at that point. So yeah, that was bad. But also it was a good thing where it kind of pushed everyone up. It kind of pushed us both to kind of thrive a bit more.
Kind of healthy competition.
Yeah. But then I will say they sent out a buy-in team in the last few days.
Exclusive.
Right, there's nothing wrong with buying teams.
20 years on, we can disclose that.
Yeah. So, guys, you've all come from these different bands and you're now a supergroup, which is absolutely incredible. I am feeling the chemistry from you right now. But what I want to know is, are we going to see you live in Belfast soon?
Do you know, that's industry based. I mean, yeah, if we can. We were on tour at the time. I think we had about 8 shows cancelled on us. We got a good load in, and then we had a good load that we didn't get in before the world shut down. And I think by 21, it's still going to be sketchy times. I know people are still trying to brave it out and they're putting up dates saying, oh yeah, we're coming, we're releasing, but it's still very uncertain. It's very uncertain. So 21, hopefully by summer 21, it might be possible, but I don't believe it's going to happen before then. I really don't.
These times are precarious, so we're trying to make the best of the situation, but we're all about that live music, we're all about live performances, reconnecting with the fans again, and that's what we do best. That's what we know how to do. That's where it's at. Yeah, it's true.
This is an hour DJ set. That's what this is.
Yes.
We sing our songs in it. We give you the nostalgic songs from the 90s and some of the noughties. And it's a proper party, and that's what the block party is.
I won't want to follow us on stage after, you know what I mean? It's that kind of, we heard.
When you guys were touring with your bands first time around, did you have any kind of weird, crazy rider requests or anything?
Yeah, we did. Well, I did. I had a few, but one of them, and it was just to check that they'd read the rider, and it's the typical, just separate the M&Ms.
Yeah.
And it sounds stupid, but if I go to the dressing room, I'd be like, you know what, they haven't separated the M&M, so I know you haven't read the rider, so there's not going to be anything else on there that I wanted. Do you see what I mean? Stuff like that, but the usual, but the usual pants.
Mars Milk.
Mars Milk?
Yeah.
I know Shane's got something. What you got, man?
I always heard McClonakilty black pudding.
Mine was just vodka. Loads and loads of vodka. But we kind of got away with it because obviously the rest of the guys were boy bands and Fats Are Small were slightly more adult, so you could ask for that, and the record company kind of expected you to ask for loads of alcohol. So you
Mate, trust me, we had alcohol.
So we've talked about live gigs, okay, and the COVID-19 situation, but there is one thing that COVID can't stop, and that is love. So I'm sure our viewers are dying to know, is there any of you single and looking for love?
Abs.
I need a good church Christian girl, man. I was just having a word with Shane. Find me one of them. So far, they've been bad news, man. So I'm on the hunt. Yeah.
I'm sorry, love, but I've already found my man.
That's all right. It's all right. It's a shame. Yeah. We need a bit of love in the mix.
Brilliant.
And of course, Ben down there is happily married to the lovely Vanessa Feltz.
Yeah, I've been in a relationship with Vanessa for 15 years now.
Wow.
So, and they said it wouldn't last. Michael Jackson does all that, and then he kissed Lisa Marie Presley. Anyway.
So what's your secret then? What's your secret to a happy marriage?
Never seeing her. That's that's a great thing. No. What I mean is that absence makes the heart grow fonder, and because she's so busy, and even though we, obviously we live in the same house and stuff like that, because my job kind of revolves on working at night, it's like a DJ set, dance music, club music, and she gets up early in the morning to do radio. We kind of miss each other, and then that makes us want to see each other more and more. So that's
you brought that back all right, mate. Because I've
been doing this for years.
Anyway, guys, great to see you all in Belfast as always. Any idea when we can get our hands on the new album or anything then?
It'll definitely be next year, but I think All My Life will be available really, really soon.
But it wasn't planned that way. But it just now everyone sort of jumped on it this trip. It's been played on radio like 5-6 times already. So yeah, I think we're going to have to get our finger out.
If everybody contacted their local radio station and said, play Boyz on Block, All My Life.
All My Life. Not the All My Love remix, the All My Life.
I'm never going to live this down, am I?
So there we go, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we'll come back when we bring out How Much Is That Doggy in the Window? That killed me, that.
So there you go. We have Boyz on Block's new single to look forward to, and that is called All My Life.
And of course, you can keep an eye on what the Boyz are up to by following them on their social media. Right, some local music now, and Conal Montgomery was on the show a few months back telling us all about his brand new album. We're going to hear one of the tracks now. He's done a video for a song called Forever in Your Debt, a song all about his daughter Jodie. So with Forever in Your Debt, here is Conal Montgomery.
Take me back to when you were a child.
If I could live it over once again, what have I become? What have I become? You were there to save me from myself. Your pain and horror gave me breath. I will be forever in your death. Take me back to when you were a child. What have I become? What have I become? If I could live it over once again, what have I become? What have I become? You pulled the arrow from my chest. You made me feel and be my best. I will be forever in your debt. Take me back to when you were a child. What have I become? What have I become? If I could live it over once again, what have I become? What have I become? You were there to save me from myself. Your pain and horror, it gave me breath. I will be forever in your debt. Take me back to when you were a child. What have I become? What have I become? Take me back to when you were a child. What have I become? What have I become?
So let's take a look at what's happening in Belfast over the next week or so. Here's our What's On guide.
So, starting things off, and it's good to see some live music returning to Belfast. Belfast is getting a brand new jazz club, Scott's Jazz Club, at the Ballyhackamore Working Men's Club. And this starts on Thursday the 17th of September with the Scott Flanagan Trio plus special guests. Then on Thursday the 24th of September, the Scott Flanagan Trio with Linley Hamilton. For more details, check out the Ticket Source website.
Welcome to Scott's Jazz Club, a world-class jazz night on Thursdays in Ballyhackamore Club. It's hosted by international piano sensation Scott Flanagan. You'll hear amazing jazz musicians in a unique jazz concert setting. Tickets cost £15 and that includes excellent finger food from the brand new Halal Kutum Gastro Grill. The event is strictly limited to comply fully with current guidelines, so book early. See you at Scott's Jazz Club.
Now, the unique Festival of Love comes to the Sleeve Donard Hotel in Newcastle and the Stormont Hotel here in Belfast with some great live music, including Kieran Houlihan's Elvis Spectacular Show, Jason Hughes's Garth Brooks tribute, and the ABBA tribute show Bjorn Identity. As well as that, Brian Kennedy with special guest Conleth Kane will be at the Slieve Donard Hotel on Saturday the 26th of September, and also at the Stormont Hotel on Friday the 25th of September. And tickets for those shows are now on sale from ticketsource.co.uk. Northern Ireland's best loved celebration of local food and drink is officially back on the menu this autumn as Armagh's Food and Cider Weekend safely returns with an exciting new lineup of events, including cider tastings, orchard tours, and grand farm-to-fork treats. Famed the world over for its Armagh Bramley apples, top-class cider, and its local cuisine, the region's award-winning food and drink experience will share its proud heritage with locals and visitors alike from Thursday the 24th until Sunday the 27th of September. So food and drink lovers this year are invited to enjoy more than 20 pre-bookable events to celebrate Armagh's unrivaled food heartland status and the warmth of its welcome in the ultimate weekend of culinary indulgence. For more details, check out the website, which is visitarmagh.com/food and cider. Now, just in case you haven't already heard, Steps are back and heading back out on the road as well with the What the Future Holds tour, and that comes to Belfast's SSE Arena on Monday the 15th of November 2021. And tickets go on sale Friday the 18th of September at 10 a.m. Now, staying with 2021 and following his first sold-out Belsonic 2021 show, Jerry Cinnamon has just announced a second date for his biggest Belfast headline shows at Belsonic at Ormeau Park on Wednesday the 9th of June 2021. And tickets go on sale Friday the 18th of September. And if you want to catch a movie in cinemas this weekend, Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter are back in Bill and Ted Face the Music. And the stakes are higher than ever for the time-travelling exploits of William Bill S. Preston Esquire and Theodore Ted Logan. And yet to fulfill their rock and roll destiny, the now middle-aged best friends set out on a new adventure when a visitor from the future warns them that only their song can save life as we know it. And along the way, they'll be helped by their daughters, a new batch of historical figures, and a few music legends to seek the song that will set their world right and bring harmony to the universe.
25 years ago, you played a concert in front of the entire world. 1 month ago, you played in Barstow, California for 40 people, most of whom were there for $2 taco night. Bill and Ted, what have you got to say for yourselves?
Be excellent to each other. And party on, dudes.
You were supposed to unite the world and save reality as we know it.
Bill, we've spent our whole life trying to write the song that will unite the world. Why can't we just go to the future when we have written it?
Whoa! And take it from ourselves.
But isn't that stealing?
How is that stealing if we're stealing it from ourselves, dude?
No way!
How'd you like our song?
It's a little on the dark side, but you know, that's cool.
Now let's find out about the Lockdown Drive-In Arts Festival, which takes place on the 26th and 27th of September. Earlier on, I caught up with one of the festival organisers, Sarah Jane Montgomery, to find out more. So good to see something good happening for the arts here in Belfast. How did this festival come about?
My business partner and I, we really recognise the need that the industry at the minute has taken a big hit with no live events, and not just the people who work in that industry, but the consumer who aren't getting to consume any culture anymore. When we saw the funding come out for the Arts Council emergency grants, we thought it'd be a really good opportunity to put together this kind of drive-in experience to give these emerging and established artists a platform, but to also enable people to take in the arts again.
So how's the whole experience going to work then over the 2 days?
So there's 8 shows over 2 days, and they range from everything to family theatre, adult theatre, grown-up theatre, and music and comedy. People buy a ticket for one of the shows, whichever one they're interested in, hopefully more than one. And if they want to, then they come along in their car. They can bring their household or their social bubble, whoever they can socially distance from within the car to keep to the new regulations, obviously. They will drive in their car, be within it. It'll all take place on stage. There'll be a big screen, a 60-metre squared LED screen, that they'll be able to see everything and hear everything. The audio comes in as FM transmission straight through the car radio. And we're organising a bar and food that will be app-based ordering delivered straight to the car. All right, now quite excited about the music lineup. You've got Ronnie Greer, haven't you? We do. Ronnie Greer and his Almost Big Band, full 8-piece band. So yeah, it's really exciting. Ronnie's very excited to be playing live music again. But he's got, as he had called them, his A team. He's got Anthony Toner and Ken Haddock and, the whole shebang really. So that'll be a really, really good show. Okay, we got that to look forward to. What other music highlights is there? So we have And So I Watch You From Afar. They are kind of local legends, I guess. They've had a lot of kind of worldwide success over the last 10 or 12 years. So they're coming home to play this home gig for us, and that's really, really exciting. We're really happy to have them. We have Kieran Lavery and Joshua Burnside, two kind of up-and-coming emerging artists. Joshua Burnside won the Northern Irish Music Prize for Best Album 2017. So they are kind of doing a dual bill on the Saturday before And So I Watch You From Afar, which is really good as well. Okay, tell us about live theatre. You've got My Left Nut. Now, what's all that about? Yes, My Left Nut. So My Left Nut was written by a Northern Irish writer and was recently adapted for a BBC show, but it's originally a stage play and it's a one-man show. It's a really, really funny, kind of light-hearted look on a young boy growing up in Belfast having some issues with his nut, I guess. Exactly, yeah. Sounds good. Okay, comedy as well is a big part of it, and I see you've got Diona and Mickey Bartlett as well. We do indeed. So we have the Comedy Club. Which is who came up with that one? Who came up with that one? Definitely not me. So we have the Comedy Club, so it's Mickey Bartlett headlining, Diona Docherty is his support, and Sean Haggerty is going to do kind of MC and do a little bit of a warm-up in between as well. And we're hoping to add some more kind of emerging comedians onto that bill as well as the kind of weeks progress. All right, so something for everybody, including the kids. There's some really family-friendly kids events, isn't there? Absolutely. So we have every family's favourite Mr. Hullabaloo. I think parents have had a fill of puppetry, but the kids never seem to tire. So we've got him and the Frozen Princesses are doing an act on the Sunday, which will be really lighthearted. It's his Autumn Adventures. And on the Saturday, we have a Dino Day out. So we have a dinosaur-themed stage show with like big dinosaur kind of puppetry, kind of Indiana Jones style, and we have a lovely storyteller coming to tell some adventures, dino-based adventures. Okay, great stuff. So this is the 26th and 27th of September. It's a Saturday and Sunday. If people want tickets and more info, how do they get about that? Yeah, so they can get tickets from lockdown.eventbrite.co.uk, or they can head over to the Facebook page for more information, which is Lockdown Drive-In Festival, and that's Lough. Yeah, Sarah. Brilliant. Sarah Jane, thank you so much for joining us, and the very best of luck with the festival. No problem. Thanks so much for having me on, Robin.
And that's all we have time for on the big show this week.
To finish off, some great music from singer-songwriter Luan Parle. She's got a great new album out at the moment called Never Say Goodbye. And the current single is called The Ghost of Martha. And here it is. We'll see you next time on the big show. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
It was a dark December evening, not a cloud in sight, with thoughts of not returning, driving on